we had a very good question, uh, uh, Kim, and on after the training here, and that was, how do you find things on the band app, and how do you handle some objections, but also about uh, the simplicity of our business model, that a person can start a business here no matter what they're doing, and they can own gold and silver, and they can accumulate wealth, build an income stream, and change their financial life just by doing a little bit on the side. Now, one of those videos I showed, it's in the band app. I've got three people. I've got uh, uh, Woodrow Venable, who joined us on the first night, George Donaldson, who's my gold on my left, and uh, Cindy and Delton uh, Cason in in Arkansas is the silver on my wife's right side, which is my wife, PJR and Associates, is my gold on my right. And so uh, uh, Armina McVeigh, uh, I interviewed her and I put her on that video. She was a uh, single mom, disabled military vet, and she came 3 years ago to a home presentation we were doing, Wealth Strategies, and she was a guest, and she wanted to join, and she wanted to join that night. She liked it, and I asked her what her reason was for joining. Well, she needed to make extra money because she was a disabled military vet, single mom. Her son was still in going to college at that particular time, and but she needed extra income because she just couldn't make uh, the bills, income and bills match. And so she was joining to earn an income and learn how. But she couldn't join that night because she couldn't pay her bills and join that night. She came two more meetings, and she just came here the same thing over there. And then as she was putting her funds together, so she then joined. And before she joined, I I talked very direct with Armina, and I said, Armina, you're joining to make money. You're going to have to learn how to do this business because you don't know how, and it's going to be different than anything you've ever done. And I don't want you to get your expectations up too high. But I do not want you joining unless you can buy your coin, your $125 coin every month, 130, whatever it was. I said, you got to treat it like your electricity bill. If you don't pay your electricity bill, what do they do at your home? Well, they cut it off. I said, well, that's what you'll do in this business. You don't understand that yet, but I do. You got a left and right team. Everything accumulates. Accumulation is the most important function of this business for the long term, especially if it takes you 2 years to learn how to do it. But if you do it and you do it my way, you will succeed. Well, Armina made a commitment that she would buy her coin every month, no matter what. She'd treat it like her electricity bill. I said, good. She went 9 months and everybody told her no. She brought people to the meeting and they said no. Brought people to the no, 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 no. She got no's, 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 no's. And we helped, but she still got no's. But it took her 9 months, and then she finally got her first yes and her second yes. So that's one on left, one on right. But her team was building through her, and she had a lot of points on one side. The other side, of course, her own purchase was making points going to her. She made her first check after 9 months. So I used Armina in Las Vegas for our Las Vegas convention for breakout session that I was training on, and I actually used her information and called her, and I said, Armina, pull up your stack and sell. She pulled it up. I said, okay, how many coins have you purchased now? And that was like 2.5, a little over 2.5 years. She said, I think 73, something like that. And I said, how much did you pay for them? $9,673, I think, or what it was. And I said, Armina, have you ever had a savings of $9,673 in your life? She said, Mr. Bob, it's not 9,673. It's 16,000 something, because that's what I can sell those. That's the mark. That's what their minimum they're worth right now, and I can sell them for that if I want. She said, but in answer to your question, Mr. Bob, I've never had a savings in my life at all, not even $100.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't either.
So see, she changed her life by buying her coin every month. She now has a retirement. She now has security, financial security, and she's made income because she had to make checks to buy those coins. So she didn't even have to tell how much money she's made, because she couldn't she didn't have enough money at the end of the month to pay the bills. And her and her son are doing this business together now. And she comes to every meeting. And she's building up and still making income, still buying her autosaver every month, and buying other coins, of course, because she bought other coins on coin drops. And she got some really valuable ones that really gives her value. Now, Cindy and Delton, I knew Cindy and Delton, and Cindy went to high school with my wife. So we've known each other and been friends for decades.
Yes.
And we've been in one of my previous businesses. But all three businesses in network marketing I've been in. Cindy and Delton been in there with me, and they've made money in all of it. And that's why I called Cindy and Delton, and I knew they needed money, because Delton was working full time. Cindy had a lot of medical issues. Yeah. And so I called them up and they joined. They joined because I said join. They didn't ask me a lot of questions. They just joined. And when Delton got home, he made sure they got their family business back, because he was working. And so, but Delton, I'd like for you to come on now. And Delton, I'd like for you to share your dashboard with everyone. And you and Cindy are silvers, and so we know you've made income. And so share your dashboard and share what it means to you, having been in 7K with us.
Well, to start with, what you said about the little lady before, we've never saved anything in our life. We've never been able to accumulate anything with any significance. And when we got into 7K, we made the commitment that we was going to do that coin of the month every month on our family pack. And then Bob encouraged us at whatever we got, income, whatever, to put that into our wealth strategy as well. And that's what we've done. We've completely rolled it over. And as of right now, we have 504 coins in our stacking sale, market value of $98,233. Go ahead, Bob.
And how much did you pay for them?
78,000.
So if Delton had to save 78,000, where could he have put it with no risk and it's worth over $98,000 now. Where could he have done that? Anywhere else? And
Nowhere.
Delton, you didn't do this all at one time. You did it
No.
every month. You just kept doing, and you did it on your family business pack. Now,
Yes.
that was not easy, was it, Delton?
No, it was really tough to start with. It
And
was really tough.
and I remember I had a conversation with Cindy because you were making income, and Cindy said, "Well, we need the income to do things with." I said, "No, you got to what? You got to keep in your sound money wallet. You got to build up a year's worth of cash to be able to buy your coin. So just in case an emergency happens, you're still able to buy your coin every month." Didn't I tell you that?
Yes, sir.
And you did that, didn't you? And that was
Oh,
hard.
I did exactly that, and it was not easy.
It,
But
it
thank
meant
God.
that it
Look
meant
at our
that you had to have financial strength to not just make it and then spend it. And because of that, you've been able to accumulate what? Well, see, you also did something else I shared with you to do. Take money and buy you some gold and silver bullion every month, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
And so now that's your stack and sell, but I think you got quite a bit of gold and silver bullion too, don't you?
I got 2,500 ounces of silver, probably 10 or 15 ounces of gold.
Okay, so you add that to your stack and sell, and you've got a savings, a security of over $150,000 or even more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you've never had a savings in your life, have you?
Not till Bob Reed called us and told us about 7K.
And it took 6.5 years to amass that, but it
Right.
come a little bit at a time through discipline. And
Discipline is right. You've got to do it. And it's not easy, but it can be done.
that's exactly right. Thank you so much, Delta and Cindy, for that sharing that with everyone. But I just want to tag in on Delton's story and Armina's and take that video that I put there. I'm going to post this up on our website too, on a band, and you can use this one and the one with Woodrow and George, because George has a phenomenal story, and he shared it also at our 7KX convention right up on stage. George is my goal. Now, George was already debt free. He owned several rent homes, and he had sold his business, and he took over $200,000 of his commissions and bought coins. That's why he's the number one stacker in the company 2 years in a row at our Las Vegas convention and New York. He's number one stacker in the company. But his coins are worth over 338,000. So where else could he have taken? And George says, I don't need the dollars. I didn't want to just take them, put them in a bank. So I bought these rare, exclusive, unique coins on coin drops and things like this. And so, that's really what Delton did. But Delton had to sacrifice. He had bills to pay. They had emergencies come up. They just like Armina did, but they made it a priority because they could see that this was working for them. And you can too, but you got to discipline yourself. Just like the young lady that asked, well, I can't afford gold. And I say, no, everybody can afford gold. You can buy yourself $5 a week if you can't afford 10. But buy some consistently on a consistent basis from here on out, at least for the next 5 years. I mean, the training I just gave today should speak volumes to everybody that's already a member of 7K. And if you're not buying gold and silver on a consistent basis and accumulating gold and silver for yourself, you are placing you and your family in total jeopardy, in my opinion. So let me end this recording. So I thought I was recording. Oh yeah.